So welcome, our beloved, brilliant colleague, Raissa. We so appreciate your consistent leadership and solidarity. And as always at Setsi, we begin all things by acknowledging our creator, by acknowledging the original stewards of the various lands we're on. We acknowledge all our ancestors, all those who toiled without compassion or compensation. We acknowledge all our elders and community stalwarts whose shoulders we stand on as we build, share, and learn together for our collective liberation and sovereignty. So, Raissa, can you please share a bit about your background and your remarkable work with our listeners and our viewers?
Okay, well, thank you very much for having me, and it's lovely to be here. And I guess, as we were saying earlier, it's lovely to finally be talking to you, Victor. So my name, Raissa Espiritu. Currently, I am the general partner for Audaxa Ventures, formerly called the Venture Fund. We invest in diverse women and non-binary founders who are looking at promising solutions at the intersection of climate and health. I'm also the executive residence over at Innovate Calgary, and I'm leading a new initiative that we call the Cenovus Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Accelerator. Though it's not really an accelerator, but I work directly with underrepresented, underestimated, unusual suspect founders, and both in the for-profit and in the nonprofit space. And it's also a learning program to really understand what are the barriers to these individuals and the communities in really moving forward with their innovative ideas. I'm currently living in Calgary, but originally from Toronto. Yeah, I'm very centralized on a main purpose, which is I make the change I want to see in the world by using my skills and tenacity to help solve my community and the world's most dire problems. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for the authenticity, your candor, and your leadership and everything that you do for so many. So my next question, what inspires you about your work right now? What has you curious?
Oh, what has me curious? Well, I think I kind of got, I got into, I guess, like the impact investing space, or very unexpectedly. I also got in, I guess, into the EDI work, I feel unexpectedly, even though, I am a woman of color and have definitely been championing equity, diversity, inclusion, and justice for a really long time. I would say my first foray into, say, social innovation was when I was the director of partnerships at the Center for Social Innovation. And there I really got honed in on, just new ways of thinking and doing, people and planet first, and community wealth building. And then from there, that really kind of spiraled because I was always in fundraising roles. In really trying to understand, like, how does capital actually get deployed and who actually gets that capital? And also, I have the lens of, being a fundraiser, soliciting like ultra high net worth individuals, working partnerships with corporations and government, and there's like so much stuff that happens in, I'd say, the background, the foray, in how decisions are made. And I guess I just don't feel that they're all necessarily equitable in those decisions.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
That's a perfect segue to our next question. What challenges and barriers do you face in your work? And what are some of the approaches you take to overcome some of these challenges and barriers?
Yeah, I mean, the challenges and barriers really are more on the side of, oh, like, I just have so much empathy with the people, like the underrepresented and underestimated individuals, founders that I'm working with right now, like really seeing how there's just such, like, honestly, limited resources, especially immigrants and newcomers. Here in Calgary, definitely, I'd say like a younger ecosystem and innovation and investment than my experiences in Toronto. And yeah, like, I don't know, it's not necessarily like barriers for me. I feel like a very privileged individual with like a good educational background and just the determination to move forward. So it's more like the barriers that I see in the other people that I've been working with and just trying to help them, navigate systems that, were created that honestly don't make any sense.
That is
Yeah.
that is a fact. I feel like when we look at these equity denied groups, I have a brilliant colleague named Deepo Ali and Ha Nguyen, and they just founded Migrates, a fund specifically for the prairie regions. But there's so much wealth and abundance in this world, and the way capital flows makes absolutely no sense. I mean, so many ways. So I couldn't agree more. So my next question: do you have a set of key priorities right now in your work?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, as I mentioned, Audaxa Ventures, the fund, we are really trying to hone in to find those diverse women and non-binary founders who are working, like I said, at the intersections of health and climate. And because like the management team for Audaxa, which also includes Hillary Kilgore and Tanya Lowe, like we're trying to lead by example. I'd say we're probably one of very few funds that have this kind of thesis, but that has a fully diverse team. So, and the work that we're doing, the work that I'm doing through the Cenovus Accelerator, like I can see firsthand the barriers that these types of diverse women non-binary founders face, and we're really trying to find a way to be able to help them and to provide different, I guess, capital solutions to move forward their promising ideas, because quite frankly, like these are smart, incredible individuals, and if we're not finding ways to help them, quite like I don't know, we're ruining our future because we're not investing in these other solutions, these other ideas that are helping other people, other communities, and like just supporting diverse ideas, I guess, is really the biggest priority for me. And then also, like I said, trying to find ways to remove those barriers and working with others. Like I know Han Nguyen, and I know about like the Migrate Fund as I'm here in Calgary, and definitely connecting with her to be able to, I guess, co-invest potentially, find ways to connect and find those resources, but be champions for those individuals, because like community and connection, for an immigrant newcomer, for a racialized individual, sometimes can be really difficult. Like people don't understand, not everybody comes up with, just having like great community and access to capital. That's just like, that's like 98% of the population don't have that. So
That is a fact.
yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like definitely a fact. I definitely feel it.
Indeed. So how do you feel about the future of diverse fund managers, of folks that traditionally and historically wouldn't be positioned to be capital allocators? The future of diverse fund managers and capital allocators in the ecosystem, like right
Yeah.
now, we have the tip table, we have CAFID, Narinder's doing great work, and so on. There's so many remarkable leaders that are showing up in spaces. Jaleesa, Tip, this,
Yeah.
but are you optimistic? Are you hopeful? Are you pessimistic? So you obviously shared some optimism around it. But yeah, how do you
Yeah.
feel about the future of this space for diverse leaders?
No, I am, of course, I'm optimistic to it, because I think I do feel that there definitely is a change, but I still feel that, uh, you know, racialized individuals in spaces of capital deployment are still not being fully recognized. And so, when you don't hear enough stories of these individuals, we may know them more directly because, we're working in the ecosystem and we work with them. But when you don't hear about them and say like enough in beta kit, or like and I'm not pointing out beta kit in particular, but I'm just saying like in, in stories, and you're not hearing about them, it really just perpetuates bias, because other diverse people aren't hearing the stories of these diverse people who are doing good work. So I guess optimistic and maybe a little bit pessimistic, but I really hope that it's changing. Like there are definitely a lot of people, there are allies who are helping to push this forward, to ensure that diverse voices are being heard. And I guess we need more allies, and hopefully as the stories of diverse individuals in this space keep on coming out, other diverse people will see them and know that they can do it as well. So
Absolutely. That's literally why we built this platform. And I couldn't
Yeah.
agree with you more. I'm optimistic, but also pessimistic around. Yeah, so I think
Yeah, look at me like I'm hopeful.
yeah, we both have faith. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
The audacity of hope. So,
Yeah,
so my next question is my second last question. What is your
yeah.
ultimate goal and what does success look like and feel like to you and your colleagues?
Oh, my ultimate goal? I don't know, that somehow there was just abundance of money that was being provided in an equitable manner, uh, that we see, definitely uh, more diverse women, non-binary founders receiving funding. I think the stat still stands like 2% of VC funding still only goes like still has over the past 5 years, I believe, only goes to those founders. That means there's like a whole other 98% that is not, I believe, not being equitably uh, put out into our economy. So we're losing out on ideas. Um, and I guess for me as an emerging fund manager, a person of color, um, I just hope people will just recognize the work of the diverse experience that I have, the knowledge I have that I want to share and want to be able to work with founders, and that I don't know people will rally to that and will consider supporting the cause. If it's not me, Audaxa, but other funds that are definitely helping to support diverse individuals.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for that. So my last question, do you have any closing thoughts or calls to action for our listeners and our viewers?
I think for those out there, continue to be allies. Don't be complacent. Uh, keep on, uh, keep on helping others have their voice in the community. And I don't know, just be nice to each other. There you go.
Amen. That's a hashtag to
Yeah.
that. Could be more. The amount of
Yeah.
compassion, mercy, grace, and empathy we need in these
Yeah.
ecosystems is so important. And once again, I just appreciate all that you bring to this work, all that you bring to the spaces that you occupy. And yeah, since the first time we met virtually, digitally, you've always been a friend in my head. And yeah, this has been a beautiful conversation. Everything I expected and more. Thank you so much for all that you do. Really
Oh,
appreciate
thanks, Victor. Thanks for having me. Really
you.
appreciate
And as
it.
always at Setsi, we close the way we began by acknowledging and giving thanks to our creator, by acknowledging and giving thanks to the original stewards of the various lands we're on. We acknowledge all our ancestors, all those who toiled without compassion or compensation. We acknowledge all our elders and community stalwarts whose shoulders we stand on as we build, share, and learn together for our collective liberation and sovereignty. Thank you so much, fam.
Thank you.